senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 and 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm by my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right, now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the freshmen, sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to Collinsville High School as we broadcast live from Kahok Stadium as we get you set for Class 3A soccer playoffs. We are in Collinsville. Collinsville is the site for this year's Class 3A regional tournament as the first game takes place between your Collinsville Kahawks and the Granite City Warriors. I'm Todd Duke, glad that you're with us here on the Kahawk Sports Network as we get you set for postseason soccer action as we welcome you into the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville at 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville, or you can call 343-3602 or online chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Kahawks had a pretty good regular season when they finished 14-5-2 under second-year head coach Rob Lukey. So Coach Lukey now in 2 years as the head coach of the Kahawks, 31 wins, 13 losses, and 2 ties. For Granite City, they came into today's contest with 9 wins, 9 losses, and 2 ties under their second-year head coach Ryan Reeves, who, if you take last year's record, is now 11-24-3. These two teams met on the 25th of September right here at Collinsville High School. Granite City won that game. The final score was 2-1. They won on penalty kicks as the teams were tied 1-1 after regulation play and decided to forego overtime and go straight to penalty kicks, in which Granite City won 4 kicks in to 2 in for Collinsville. Warriors goalkeeper Yamari Escarino scored a goal on a free kick from about 45 yards out in the first half. Trey Simpson then scored for Collinsville in the second half to tie it up, and that was the first time in 5 years since 2013 that Kansas City beat Collinsville in the regular season. I had a chance earlier to catch up with both head coaches, of course, Collinsville's Rob Lukey and Granite City's Ryan Reeves, to talk to him about not only that matchup back in September, but this matchup here tonight, amongst a couple of other topics that we talk about. We'll pass along both of those conversations to you. Ryan Reeves, the Granite City head coach, he's next on the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network as we get you set for some high school soccer playoff action, as Collinsville is hosting the regionals this year. And first up, the Granite City Warriors. And joining us now is Warriors head coach Ryan Reeves. Coach, I asked this of Coach Lukey, so before we get to the nuts and bolts of what's going on here, another push to get an MLS soccer team in St. Louis. So tell me your thoughts.
Oh, that's outstanding news. I was a little disappointed with the way the things went the first time around, but I think with the support and the knowledge and the information that the public's getting now this time around, and with the support privately, that's going to be taken into account. And when people see that financially it's not going to come out of their pocket, I think it's a no-brainer. And St. Louis is the home of soccer, in my opinion, and I think it's a no-brainer. 20,000, 25,000 seat stadium that they're going to fill out every night. And I know our guys from Granite and family, friends, alumni from Collinsville and from Granite, we'll see a lot of familiar faces over there.
And I know I was disappointed when the last one failed, but it really seems like that this one is going to take.
This one's good to go. By all accounts, my son played a lot of years with Scott Gallagher, and we're familiar with a lot of the guys over the St. Louis FC family. So they're pretty optimistic. I'm pretty optimistic, and by all accounts, it's going to be a go, and I couldn't be happier about that.
All right, let's talk about this Class 3A Class 3A semifinal with Collinsville tonight. Let's see, you guys came in here about a month ago and beat Collinsville for the first time in, I think, 8 years. So you still kind of riding high off of that victory, or have the guys calmed down a little bit, and are you trying to get them more along the even keel to get ready for this game?
Well, I think we've calmed down a little bit. Let's be clear. I mean, when we say we beat them, that's I don't really like to say it that way. I mean, it was when you watch the game back, and the possession game was clearly won on the purple side. But that's expected. They've got a lot of talent. Coach Lukey, Coach Hayes, they're loaded with offensive firepower, and that's kind of how we're gonna win a game. Against a team like this, we need a lucky bounce. We need our keeper to make some unbelievable saves, which he did. And then as the game wears on, we need to find a belief that we can compete with these guys. And then, you get to the final buzzer, and then you just let the chips fall they may in a penalty kick situation. So I don't like to say we beat them, but we were on the positive side that night. And, we've been good, though, since. I mean, we're I think both teams now, looking back, I think we're both undefeated in our last 6. They've won all 6. We're 5-0-1, I believe, or 4-0-2, something like that. But no, we're riding high, and they're clearly riding high. So we're behind the 8 ball a little bit tonight. I think they're the clear favorite in this game. But like I said, they don't play the game on paper, so we're going to give it our best shot tonight.
All right, this is your second year as the head coach for Granite City. Last year you won 2 games. This year you won 9. So there was an improvement there on paper. You personally, do you feel a little bit more comfortable in your skin with the second year now?
Oh yeah. I couldn't be happier for the guys. I'm real proud of them. When I took over the program, we had lost 13, 14 seniors, so I came into a cupboard that was pretty bare, which was fine. I had a lot of talented players, but they were young and inexperienced. But to have a year like we had, to have an off season like we had, and then to bounce back and get to 500 was great. I really no complaints. I mean, there's a few games early on that I think we'd like to have back, but we've matured as the season came along, and we're playing better soccer now. Are we technical with the Edwardsville and the Collinsvilles and the O'Fallons of the world? No, we're not. I mean, we like to play balls through. We like to counter on attacks. We like to get balls off restarts into dangerous areas. That's how we're going to score. We don't have the Whiteheads, the Lilligrens, the Bakers, heck, I could stand here all night and tell you about your roster, but we can't tic-tac-toe it down the field, but we want to get the ball in the front third as fast as possible, throw balls in dangerous areas, and create opportunities that way. So 9-2, I'll take it. We're going to start over, just like Collinsville's got to start over again next year. I think we both have 10 or 12 seniors, so it's a challenge. High school soccer's that way, though. You go on a nice run, and then you regroup, and you start teaching the younger guys the way to go, and you hope you can make something happen in the year or two you got them.
All right, got Collinsville tonight, as we know. What is it going to take for you and the Granite City Warriors to come out victorious here tonight?
Well, just like I mentioned earlier, I mean, we need to get the ball out of our end as fast as possible. Not let them get confident in our third of the field. Like I said, a lot of firepower, so we just want to get the ball into the midfield, throw balls over the top of their back line, create some dangerous spots in the penalty area. Take advantage of restarts when the opportunity presents itself, and have Yamari stand on his head again like he did the first time around. That's really the formula. I wish I could sit here and say, just let our talent take care of it, but we don't have the talent that they have. But we got a lot of fighters, we got a lot of guys that believe, and I just hope tonight they give 100%, and it could be their last game for a lot of guys. I know, trying to send about half of them off to play some college soccer, but the other half, hopefully they step up, and the guys that want to continue a playing career lay it all on the line tonight, and we just give a good effort. Win, lose, or draw, I just want to play 100% and give the crowd a good game, and play it the way it's supposed to be when Granite and Collinsville play, like it was back in the day when I played. Just a good, hard-fought battle, a clean game, no injuries, and let the chips fall where they may.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck out there tonight.
I appreciate it. Thanks for all you do, too. I appreciate that.
That is Ryan Reeves, the head coach of the Granite City Warriors. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Talk things over with Collinsville head coach Rob Lukey. That comes your way next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
Once again, welcome back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show as we get you set for Collinsville Kahok soccer. Semi-finals of the regional here at Collinsville as your Kahawks get ready to host the Granite City Warriors. And joining us now, Collinsville head coach Rob Lukey. Last time I talked to you, I heard there was a press conference set for a little soccer announcement over in St. Louis, but I came straight from a Spanish class straight to the game and really didn't know anything about it. But since I do now, let's talk to you about it for a minute. The last time that we talked, it didn't happen, but really now it appears like this is going to be a real possibility for the St. Louis area to get a Major League Soccer team.
Yeah, it'd be great for the area with the soccer support, on both sides of the river. I believe a franchise would last forever here.
Tell me what your level of excitement is over this thing actually getting done now compared to last time when it took a public vote.
For me, until it actually happens, I'm just going to stay even-keeled and not worry about it.
All right, got Granite City coming in here tonight. Is there any kind of a hangover from the last game when you guys lost in penalty kicks?
No, not at all. Okay. That's about it, really.
No elaboration there by Coach. All right, talk to me about your season. Happy? Satisfied? Want more?
I don't think you're ever really satisfied. We lost 5 games. Probably 3 of those shouldn't have been losses, but, it's a long season. Injuries happen. Play good games, play bad games. But, yeah, looking back, you always think you should win every game.
Well, you had just that little rough stretch there in the middle of the season. You started off like gangbusters, and you ended up with a 6-game losing streak. So, all in all, you take away the middle part of the season, and you guys were good.
Yeah, what was it, 14 or 15, 5-2, whatever it is. It's a successful year for any program, really. It's just with the hopes and the expectations we had for this year. Just looking back, there are certain things that happened that, wish you could have changed or wish you wouldn't have gone that way. But, again, now it's time for the postseason, so the second season starting.
All right, Luke Liljegren finished as your leader in goals scored this year, just one more than Logan Whitehead, who led your team last year in goals scored. So I'm guessing with those 2 guys at the top, really no surprise there?
No, not at all. We always knew what Logan can do. Luke had kind of a breakout year in terms of getting goals, but everybody knows that Luke's a great soccer player. It just, goals is starting to come a little bit easier than last year for him.
All right, Tate Wyatt in goal tonight, I'm presuming, as I look at your list, yes. So talk to me about his year that he had, and what do you expect from him tonight?
Tate had a good year. He, the rough patch, we let in some goals, but that was more of an entire back line, letting each other down. So none of those were, Tate's fault, just there. And tonight, Tate just needs to do what he did earlier in the year and the end of the year. Forget the middle part, make great saves, control the game, and be a leader in the backfield.
All right, defensively, again, at the beginning of the year, you guys were like outscoring everyone, like 26-5 or something like that during the first 7 games. Then the defense kind of allowed a few goals in there. Maybe some of them were soft, maybe some of them not, maybe some of them Tate's fault, maybe some of them not. But you seem to have shored that up these last 6 games, and your defense has really stepped up.
Yes, they the last five or so games, they've really taken to what we've asked them to do. They're starting to play real simple and win balls in the air. And that was a big part about it. If we can win that initial ball out of the air, it alleviates some of our problems with the other team coming directly at us. And once we started to do those little things, we started to get some results that we were looking for.
2 storied schools going at it here on the soccer field. You guys got 4 state champions. They've got like 10. But nobody's been there, and no one has won anything since the 1990s. So how do you look at this game with respect to the past?
While the past is something good to think about, right now we just need to focus on getting the win tonight. Again, yeah, the rivalry's been great, but we need to be able to just win the game tonight.
All right, so talk to me about how you're going to do that. What are you looking for from your team tonight to pull out this W?
Just to continue what we've been doing the past couple games. The boys have really played simple. They've started to move the ball. They started to move and communicate together. And then we started to score goals. During that rough patch, there was like a giant 8-foot brick wall that was in front of the goal. Now they're starting to come, and our back line's playing fine. So if we can put that ball together, we'll be fine tonight.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Head Coach Rob Lukey of your Collinsville Kahawks. We'll take our final break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll set the starting rosters for you. More names, more numbers, all that and more coming your way on the Kahawks Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Colton Pareko. I want to thank the team at RE/MAX Alliance for helping me find my first home. It couldn't have been any easier. If you're in the game for a new home, contact my friends at RE/MAX Alliance.
And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I am Todd Duke. Zach Roseman working the camera for us tonight. We appreciate his work for us as we get you set for this game between Collinsville and Granite City. Here's a look at your starting lineups for Granite City. Braden Dickerson, Steve Vaughn, Chase Bouchard, Ryan Martins, Hunter Hartnell, Chase Reeves, Tyler McCauley, Cade Bobbitt, Noah Van Buskirk, Joey Bueller will all be in front of senior goalkeeper Yamari Escarino. For Collinsville, they will have Zane Baker, Trey Shibush, Luke Liljegren, Donovan Scott Gass, Logan Whitehead, Dalen Frecker, Ryan Knoll, Zach Covey, Trey Simpson, and Spencer Vlasic all in front of Collinsville's senior goalkeeper. Tate Wyatt, we are underway. The Granite City Warriors are the visitors here, and they have on the black shorts and the white jerseys with black numbers, and their goalkeeper, Yamari Escarino, will be manning the goal net to your left as you are looking at the screen on your computer, your laptop, your cell phone, or maybe even your smart TV. For Collinsville, they are the home team. They are dressed in purple. Numbers are in white, and Tate Wyatt is the goalkeeper. He'll be manning the nets to our right. He is dressed all in black with numbers in white. Escarino down there has got the black shorts on, but he's got a blackish grayish top on with some red sporting down the middle. We are underway, and Collinsville already trying to put on some pressure as they have the ball down in the penalty area. Here is Luke Liljegren with it. Liljegren on the left wing trying to get it in front, puts it in front instead, and it's sent right back out over the back line. And Collinsville will start this game off with a corner kick, 1 minute and 3 seconds in to this game. Glad you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. Crowd still filing in. The student body cheering section is here in full force. And Collinsville looking to take care of Granite City in the first regional semifinal of the day here. Alton and Quincy will take the field after this one is over between Collinsville and Granite City. Here are the Kahawks continuing to keep the pressure down in the offensive zone, but the Granite City Warriors send it right out, and a heads-up play there by Spencer Vlasic to just get the ball back to Tate Wyatt, and Tate Wyatt ends up kicking the ball out of bounds. Told you Luke Liljegren led the team, 14 goals this year, 6 assists, good for 34 points. Logan Whitehead finished in second with 13 goals and 5 assists for 31 points. Noah Van Buskirk, he is the leading scorer for Granite City this year. He also, just like Liljegren, has 14 goals on the year to go along with 3 assists and 31 points. Here was the throw-in into the penalty box area, and then that ball is sent all the way over onto the far side by Tyler McClawley. And now both teams racing for it, try to get over there to get the ball out of the way, but Stephen Vaughn gets there first for Granite City and continues the offensive push, but there's a slow roller right to Tate Wyatt, and with 37.5 minutes to go here in this first half, we remain scoreless. Wyatt sets the ball down and sends it back out to midfield and beyond. Logan Whitehead off the top of his head. Good job that was, and giving it a chase is Zane Baker over there on the far side. That ball never did go out of bounds. Nice job by Baker to stay with it. He comes in from the right wing, circles, trying to get around his defender, which is Chase Bouchard. Putting on quite the defensive display over there was Bouchard, and he gets the ball out of there, and Granite City will try to bring it forward for an offensive attack. But there is Trey Shibish to thwart that opportunity with a picked-off pass as he tries to get it away from Van Buskirk over there on the far side, and a whistle will stop the action and will give the ball back to Granite City on a free kick from about 70 yards away. That free kick taken by Bouchard. Bouchard sends it back deep into the offensive zone for Granite City. Warriors won the earlier meeting between these two teams, 1-1 tie after regulation. We went to penalty kicks, and the Granite City Warriors knocked in 4, while Collinsville could only knock in 2. So the Kahawks ended up losing that game by a score of 2-1. Here is Zach Covey. He sends the ball up to Luke Liljegren. Liljegren with a nice move on the left wing to get around Bouchard. Puts it in the middle. Almost an own goal there by the Granite City Warriors, and that one was well over the end line. And Collinsville is going to have their second corner kick here in just the first 4 minutes of this game. Same spot that the last one was taken from. And Zach Covey will come in and take the place of Luke Liljegren to send that ball in front of the goal if that's what they intend to do. Covey sends it out a little short over onto the other side. Comes down onto the leg of Zane Baker. He tries to send it up front, but blocked out there by the defense for Granite City. Collinsville takes over on defense before the ball could make it to midfield. Trey Simpson sends it over to this side for Zach Covey. Covey trying to send it up in the box, and Escarino comes out and makes a sliding save. Not much pressure being put on after the initial shot, though, by Collinsville. Here is a mistake by Escarino. He throws that ball out instead of kicking it out, and he throws it right to Trey Simpson. Simpson on the left wing, far left wing, will send that off of a shin, and that ball is going to be another corner kick over the end line for Collinsville. This time they are going to send Trey Shibish over in the corner to send this one out. So Collinsville's third corner kick here in the first 5 minutes of this game. Shibish set, kicks it out the other side. Escarino could not get a hand on it. Bouchard is over there in the far corner, and he'll just let it go out of bounds, and the Granite City Warriors will take over possession. These two teams, obviously, being from the same conference for years and years. Granite City left the Southwestern Conference at the end of last school year. Collinsville remains in the Southwestern Conference and will stay that way except for football, which after Friday's game, this coming Friday, will no longer be in the Southwestern Conference. And in that history, Collinsville has owned the better half of it. 12 wins, 7 losses, and 2 ties. 3-1 in playoff action as well. So overall, Collinsville has a 15-8-2 record against Granite City over the last 19 years. Ball ends up going out of bounds, thrown back in by Collinsville. Kahawks try to reset their offense. Over on the far side, Frecker could not hold on to the ball. Comes over to this side just a little bit for Chase Reeves. Now working it up the middle are the Granite City Warriors. They send it up, and that one is onside. Nice job on the turnaround by Donovan Scott Gass to make sure that ball doesn't go any farther. As the ball ends up out of bounds, Bouchard is ready to throw it in here for the Warriors. 33-20 left to play here in this first half. Scoreless thus far. Donovan Scott Gass gets his foot on it first, sends it up. Granite City circles. Here's Cade Bobbitt. Bobbitt sends it over onto the far side sideline. That's where he finds Bouchard, then off of the head of Dickerson. And now it comes down onto the feet of Trey Simpson, and Simpson sends the ball back up toward midfield, but Collinsville could get no farther than that as Granite City and their midfielders now send it back to the defense, and here is Steve Vaughn with it. Vaughn sends it up to Chase Reeves. Reeves drops the ball over for Bobbitt, and it gets away from Bobbitt, and giving it a chase down is Shibish here on the near sideline. He'll send the ball back up to midfield off of the chest of one of the Warriors defenders, and now here is McCauley with it. He'll lose control of it, and that's Logan Whitehead. Logan Whitehead led the team in goals last year, second this year to only Luke Liljegren. Here comes Zane Baker, cuts it into the middle, and then had that ball picked right off of his pocket as the Warriors bring the ball back up. Ryan Martins shoots it up the sideline as Tate Wyatt will come and send this one out with a swift kick back to midfield and beyond. It comes down and waits for Zane Baker as a whistle will stop the action. Collinsville gets the ball back on the free kick and sends it right up to Liljegren on the wing, and he has a little bit of an opening and puts a blistering shot that stayed very low. And Escarino handled that one. Second good save that he's made here in the first 9 minutes or so of this game. And then the Granite City goalkeeper sends it back out to midfield off of the chest of Van Buskirk. Frecker takes over after that, sends it up to Zane Baker. Baker trying to find Liljegren over here on this near side left wing, but never put enough zip on that ball to get to him. Tyler McCauley picks it off, and now up to Van Buskirk right at midfield. Van Buskirk trying to send it up to Bobbitt. Bobbitt over on the far side, sends it over to Steve Vaughn. Vaughn sends it up the sideline even farther, and now the Warriors look to make their attack, but once again, Donovan Scott Gass is there, and he'll send the ball back out toward midfield. Here is Vaughn once again. Vaughn pushes the ball up the sideline where it's intercepted there by Spencer Vlasic, but Granite City continues their push, and in front, Van Buskirk gets taken down. No whistle on the play. Comes back out to Bobbitt. Bobbitt sends it in the middle now for Reeves. Reeves back over on the far side. A little flick over toward the goal, and that ball nicked off of Van Buskirk right in front of the goal, and Tate Wyatt had a much easier save after that. Here come the Collinsville Kahawks. They send the ball up. Well, I tell you what, if Whitehead could have got that ball, he would have been off to the races all by himself. But nice play there by the Granite City defense as that ball ends up out of bounds. As we approach the first 10 minutes of play here in this first half. 40-minute halves, 10 minutes down, 30 more to go. Here is McCauley. McCauley, the senior defender, throws the ball in and throws it over the head of Van Buskirk, and Wyatt comes out to handle that easy rolling ball, and he'll send it back out here in just a second. 15-8-2 overall, 3-1 in the playoffs. Collinsville won playoff games between themselves and Granite City in 2000, 2006, and the latest one was 2015. The lone loss came back in 2002. Talking to head coach Ryan Reeves before the game started, he was on the last 2 championship teams as a player for Granite City back in 1989 and 1990. 1990 was the last time that the Granite City Warriors have won a state championship. They've won 10 in their school history, some of that as Granite City South, and most of that under Gene Baker. That's why the field is named after Mr. Gene Baker. 6 state championships won with him at the helm. 3 of those just as Granite City High School. 6 of those as Granite City South. The other championship was won by John Selmeyer. That was back in 1972, in the program's first year. Collinsville, no slouches in the soccer department either. 4-time state champions are your Collinsville Kahawks, 1981 and 1986 under Jim Strands, and then 1991 and 1992 under Ron Rowden. It's been a while since these 2 teams have even made it back to state. We'll cover that here in just a moment. Granite City pushes the ball up. Covey sends it back in the other direction. And now here is Logan Whitehead trying to pop the ball into the offensive zone for Liljegren, but Escarino is going to get there first just before Liljegren could, and comes out and takes care of that bouncing ball. Ball sent back out toward midfield. Zane Baker brings it back up over on the right wing, far side, sideline. He'll send it up even farther, and now that ball is popped up, and it is going to be out of bounds. Trying to get it over to Liljegren, who stationed himself over on the near side post, but that ball went out of bounds, and then Liljegren touched it, so Escarino will send it back out one more time. Last trip to state for Collinsville, 1996. They finished in second place. Last trip to state for Granite City, that was 1992, and they finished in third. So it's been a while. Back in the 90s for both schools. Here's a ball that ends up out of bounds. Nice play by Alex Paz over there, the photographer extraordinaire at most of the Collinsville Kahawk sporting events. 27 minutes left to play here in this first half. No score. Ball being thrown in by Granite City up the sideline and then off of the foot of Braden Dickerson. So now Collinsville will get to throw the ball back in, and it'll be Donovan Scott Gass who will take care of that responsibility. Let's go ahead and thank Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 9 years of experience, Chapman Trucking can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more, including getting your heavy equipment to your work site. Give Christy a call for a free estimate. Chapman Trucking, LLC, 960-9346, or online at chapmantruckingllc.net. Ball out of bounds over on the far side, right in front of the Kahawk bench. Collinsville trying to put on some pressure, but that one's going to go across the end line. I apologize. Last trip to state for Granite City was 2002 under Barry Grote. His team went 12-7-4, but they did not qualify for the Final Four. Collinsville is going to get another corner kick, 4th one of this game. This one's going to be taken by Logan Whitehead over on the far side corner. Whitehead sends it, but he sends it out low and more like a pass than a shot. And Granite City takes over, but Zach Covey is there to pick up the trash, and he'll try to send it back up, trying to give Luke Liljegren some direction. He sends it over to Luke Liljegren on the near side sideline. He'll send it back out into the defense, and it is Trey Shibish who will put a shot toward the net, and off of the head of Ethan Wilhold, and that was caught by Escarino, but I believe that play was offside to begin with, as I heard a whistle before Granite City's goalkeeper could get his hands on the ball. Escarino sends it out shallow once again. Zane Baker picks it off, cuts through the middle, has Liljegren open on the left wing, cuts back toward the right, and sends it over, or tried to send it over there to Elvis Campos, but too many moves, and that ended up costing Collinsville, but hold the phone because there was a whistle against Granite City. Collinsville is going to get a free kick from about 25 yards out. And it'll be Trey Shibish who gets ready to take this one. Now the referee trying to give Granite City a chance to set up their wall there. Here's the shot. It's low, and one bouncer right to Escarino. And that was an easy save. 24 minutes left to play here in this first half. We are scoreless. Collinsville has had more of the opportunities. None of them have been spectacular. There's been a couple of good solid shots, but they've been right at the Granite City goalkeeper, as the Kahawks defense now has to back up and work to send the ball back up to midfield. They do so. Zane Baker has it over on the far side sideline. He'll just let it go out of bounds, but it was last touched by him, so Granite City will get the ball back. And a throw-in over at midfield. Van Buskirk trying to get the ball around Spencer Pies, and now a bouncing ball, and Escarino sends it back out all the way downfield, just past his teammate Van Buskirk, and now Wilhold gets it, but he turns the ball over as he passes the ball right to Chase Reeves. Now over on the far side, ball picked up there by Zane Baker. Baker has a couple of defenders to deal with over there. Instead, he'll send it back to Spencer Pies, and Pies will send it in to the offensive zone. Luke Liljegren trying to chase it down, but Escarino once again picks the ball up before Mr. Liljegren can get there. And the Granite City goalkeeper sends it back out to midfield again, picked off by Wilhold. Wilhold, right place, right time, and sends it up in the middle. Logan Whitehead turns around, takes a shot off of a leg, and that was an easy roller for Escarino to pick up. Collinsville spending a lot of time in their offensive zone, but nothing to show for it as of yet. Another nice defensive play there. This one by Donovan Scott Gass. Ball ends up going out of bounds. Luke Liljegren will throw it in. He'll do so to Logan Whitehead, who gets shoved from behind by Joey Bueller, but then he still manages to put a shot right in front of the goal. Now Liljegren tried to get there. Here is Shibish. Shibish lost control of the ball, and here come the Warriors. Ryan Martins. He sends it up into the Warriors' offensive zone, and Zach Covey will just send it out of bounds, and the Granite City Warriors will bring their teammates down, play a little catch-up. Well, everybody gets in their spots. Throw-in coming from Tyler McCauley. McCauley throws it right to Van Buskirk here on this near side sideline, and that ball is off of his foot. Nice play by Luke Liljegren. Liljegren had a small window to get a foot on that ball. He does so and sends it right off of the foot of Van Buskirk and out of bounds. Throw-in from Donovan Scott Gass. Headed back in the other direction from one of the Granite City players. Liljegren gets his foot on the ball, but sends it right back into the defense, and Chase Reeves sends it up, but Collinsville picks it off again at midfield. Zane Baker leaves the ball over there, and it's sent over to Luke Liljegren, who could not quite get there in time just before Tyler McCauley got his foot on the ball. Now he pops it up over here on the far side and off of the foot of Ryan Martins and out of bounds. Liljegren will throw the ball in again. He'll do so to Trey Shibish, and Shibish will give it right back. And a whistle on the play. That means a foul against Chase Reeves, and Collinsville will have a free kick, but it'll be from about 40 yards away. Make that 50 yards away. Shibish gives way. Well, was going to, looked like, for Covey, but now Shibish will take it himself. It stays low, out front, off of the leg of Wilhold, and then sent over on the far side. Zane Baker takes over from there, puts on a couple of nice moves to get around Michael Boyd. Boyd staying with it over there, and now Baker sends it back to Liljegren, and a shot that was caught just over the head of Escarino, and The Granite City Warriors avoid another scoring opportunity here for Collinsville. Escarino sends the ball up. Van Buskirk gets a foot on it. And this play takes place at midfield. Here is Ethan Wilhold. He'll send it back to the Collinsville defense, and the defense will send it on up. Elvis Campos moves it up to Logan Whitehead. Logan Whitehead gets tripped up. No whistle on the play there as the ball sits in front of the Collinsville bench, and it went out of bounds. So Collinsville will have a throw-in from just in front of their bench. 19:20 left to play here in this first half. No score thus far. Liljegren heads out. In to take his place is Salvador Gaspar. Alton and Quincy ready to take the field next after this one. Winner of this game and the winner of the next game will meet Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock for a regional championship. Logan Whitehead sends a blistering shot well high and over the goal. Let's thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club has been providing women in the Collinsville area an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go help the needy in Collinsville. For information on any of their upcoming events, you can check out the Collinsville Junior Service Club's Facebook page. Liljegren didn't spend much time on the bench. He's right back in there. Comes back out after about a 15-minute water break, or 15-second water break, excuse me. Tate Wyatt has not had to do much work down there today, so the defense will send the ball back to him just to keep him limber and loose as that ball is headed out toward the middle. Here is Wilhold. Wilhold sends it over to the far side for Pies. Pies will just send it back to the defense. And taking it over is Spencer Vlasic to Covey, to Donovan Scott Gass, to Shibish, and Shibish will just send it back to his goalkeeper, Tate Wyatt. He'll send the ball out to midfield, and it takes a couple of bounces and goes beyond midfield. And another push down of Logan Whitehead. So Collinsville will get another free kick after the infraction was called against Joey Bueller. Free kick taking place from about 40 yards away. Zach Covey doesn't kick it. Instead, he passes it to Shibish. Shibish tries to send a shot to goal. That's off of Braden Dickerson's back. Collinsville still in control momentarily. Wilhold back to Shibish, and another bouncing ball, and this one will go across the end line as Escarino just lets it go. Told you about the game earlier this year. Last year, Collinsville won 4-0 at Granite City. Logan Whitehead had a couple of goals. Donovan Scott Gass and Trey Shibish also scored goals. This one is popped up, and it's heading toward the out-of-bounds mark, and then Liljegren helped it along there. Last playoff meeting, of course, I told you was 2015. Kahawks won 4-0. They lost to Quincy. A couple of days later in the regional championship game, 1-0. Last playoff loss to Granite City was 2002. That was a 1-0 loss in the regional championship game at Alton. They beat Quincy 5-1 in the semifinal to get to that championship game, but then lost. A couple of ties along the way as well, 0-0 on both of them, 2008 and 2002 between these two teams. Here's Tate Wyatt coming out to make an easy catch. "27 years Gene Baker was the head coach at Granite City High School. He only had one losing season. Here is Collinsville putting on a chance in the offensive zone as Gaspar came in from the right wing, sent it up through the middle, but nothing doing there for Collinsville as the ball ends up going out of bounds. Tyler McClawley will throw the ball back in. 27 years as a head coach of a soccer program and only one losing season. In that losing season, they went 12-14, but apparently they poured it on late in the year because they went all the way to state and took third place that year. Here's a loose ball, and Escarino got there before Baker did. He was closing the ground quickly as the Warriors are having a hard time getting it out of their defensive zone. Here's a loose ball. Wilhold is going to take over. Wilhold gets there and then gets taken down. Collinsville back on their heels on the deal. Oh, what a nice play that was by Zach Covey. Stuck his leg out at the right time. Got that ball. Here is Covey now taking a spill after stepping on the ball. And when you step on something round, chances are you're going to go down. Covey stays with it, though. Sends it back to Shibish. Back to Covey. Back to Shibish. And then it's picked off there by Brian Velasquez. And now the Granite City Warriors look to get the ball out. Off of the head of Donovan Scott Gass. Out toward midfield once again. Here is Ethan Wilhold. He'll send it up to Elvis Campos. Campos cuts it up the middle. Sends it over on the left wing now to Liljegren. Liljegren trying to work his way around McCauley. He passes it, and it goes right in between two Granite City Warrior defenders and right to Yalmari Escarino. Escarino sends the ball sky high out to midfield. Off of the head of Ethan Wilhold. Comes down, and taking over is Spencer Vlasic. Vlasic pops the ball up into the air. Gaspar is there. He met Steve Vaughn right at the same time, and Gaspar, I believe, is bleeding. As he got hit in the head, he'll have to go off the field. And none of the referees know this yet. Gaspar is kneeling down in front of the bench. Meanwhile, Collinsville still trying to put on some offensive pressure here. Here is Luke Liljegren. Liljegren sends it back to the middle for Elvis Campos over on the far side. As Spencer Pies pops one into the box. Off of the head, off of another head. Luke Liljegren couldn't make it stick, though. And now they notice that Salvador Gaspar is probably bleeding over there on the far side, and they have to blow the whistle and stop the clock. With 13:20 left here in this first half, we have our first injury timeout as Gaspar goes to the bench. Player coming in to take his place is Trey Simpson. So we won't be stuck in neutral that long. Simpson back in, Whitehead back in. Oh, boy, I tell you what, man, you wait 3 seconds to start that clock and everybody in the place let you know about it. Yep, that's the way it usually goes. Down in the defensive zone for Collinsville. That ball is in front of the Granite City bench and ends up going out of bounds. Clock continues to move, under 13 minutes to play here in this first half. We are scoreless thus far. Throw in comes from Granite City into Van Buskirk. He circles around over there on the left wing and then sends it across the inline out of bounds. So Tate Wyatt will have the opportunity to send this one back out on a strong kick. He does so off of the head of Ethan Wilhold. Here is Luke Liljegren on the left wing, looking for a cross. He does so, and there's Logan Whitehead, and then off of the backside there of Joey Bueller and across the inline. So Collinsville will have their 5th corner kick of this game. Comes out front. Covey lines it up, takes a shot, and that's going to go well wide and out of bounds. Got our eye on the O'Fallon Regional as well, of course, because the winner of that regional and the winner of this regional will meet for sectional action, which will also be right here at Kahok Stadium. Here is Van Buskirk. Van Buskirk sends it up, but off of the back of one of the Kahok players, and then Collinsville sends it all the way back up to midfield. Here come the Kahawks. Over on the far side, Zane Baker. Baker cuts in and has the ball taken off of his foot. Doesn't go out of bounds. Nice job by Baker to save that from going out of bounds, as that ball was going to go on the sideline. Here is a header. Oh, what a shot there by Trey Simpson. That ball was high, but Escarino got a hand on it and knocked it even higher than it was, as that ball again goes across the inline, and Collinsville will have yet another corner kick coming up here. Over on the far side, that's where this corner kick is coming from. It's on the way, it's low, and it's out front and put back in play by Collinsville's Zane Baker, but it goes wide right and looks like it ticked off of one of the Granite City players, so another corner kick coming up here for Collinsville. And again, Zach Covey is going to take it. He sends it a little higher this time, out the other side, and caught in midair by Yamari Escarino, and we remain scoreless. Escarino ready to send the ball back out. He does so. Well, that's not a good thing. Just heard on the radio that apparently Salvador Gaspar is going to need some stitches. He and Stephen Vaughn went up for a header at the same time, and I believe the back of Vaughn's head caught the forehead of Gaspar, and Gaspar immediately knew it, wiped his hand on his head, saw the blood, and didn't move any farther than that. Here is Collinsville sending the ball back to the defense. Now over here to this side for Trey Shibish. Shibish sends it up, but blocked out by the Granite City Warriors for a second. And here is Logan Whitehead. He's got some room, and just at the last second, that room was closed off by Tyler McCauley. McCauley stuck his foot out there just as Logan Whitehead struck that ball and thwarted another opportunity here for Collinsville. Defense and the goalkeeper right now keeping Granite City in this game. Collinsville could definitely be ahead at least by 3 goals right now. Here are the Warriors. They bring the ball down the field. Nice little move there by Braden Dickerson. But they can't control it and can't keep it going on the offensive side. Collinsville moves the ball up over on the far wing. Here comes Trey Simpson. Simpson cuts it, stops. Looking for someone to pass it to across the other side. Bounces off a couple of bodies. And then back out front off of the head now of Trey Shibish. Shibish shuttles the ball down. Sends it back out. Comes back to Ethan Wilhold. Wilhold sends it up to Luke Liljegren. Is he going to get there in time? No. Ball goes over the end line and out of bounds. Well, Fallon Regional right now going on. Edwardsville taking on Belleville West. The Maroons only won 1 game this year. And Edwardsville clinched their Southwestern Conference victory with, or Southwestern Conference championship with a win against Belleville West on the last game of the year. Now the ball ends up coming out of bounds. O'Fallon and Belleville East will play the night game over at the O'Fallon Regional. Quincy and Alton will do the same here. 7.5 minutes to go here in this scoreless first half. Granite City throws the ball in off of the head of Trey Shibish, and Collinsville comes away with it. Back to the defense once again. Sent up by Spencer Pies. Back out to the offensive zone. Logan Whitehead trying to track down a loose ball, but Van Buskirk got there first, and he'll just tap it back to his goaltender, Escarino, who could not pick it up. Escarino had that one rolling right toward him, and I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was trying to look up to see where he could throw that ball to, but he looked up too soon, and that ball went right through the wickets and right into the goal. Collinsville has a 1-0 lead on the most anticlimactic goal you'll ever see. Clock starts back up. 7 minutes to go. Collinsville with a 1-0 lead. .32-54 mark, calling it an own goal, as that ball did go in off of Escarino. Here is Collinsville, and over on the far side, Zane Baker. Baker gives the ball up to Pies. Pies gives it back into Trey Simpson. Simpson over on the far side will have that ball leave his foot. He's being pushed around over there by Chase Bouchard, but somehow Simpson gets around it, gives it to Pies in the middle off of Wilhold to Liljegren. Liljegren off of a body out front, couldn't get a clean shot on it as that ball was bouncing, And then Liljegren goes in for another steal. Couldn't quite get there. And Granite City sends the ball up. Here is Donovan Scott Gass. He'll send the ball over to Spencer Pies. Pies will send it back to his defense, and Spencer Vlasic will take over. Send it back up over onto the far side to Pies, right in front of his bench. He turns around, looks for some help, gets it in the form of Will Hold, and Will Hold will send it on back to his defense, and Zach Covey will take over. Donovan Scott Gass sends the ball up to Shibish, who gives it back to Donovan Scott Gass, who will now send it back to Zach Covey. Covey sends the ball up. Spencer Pies over there in front of the Granite City bench and didn't get enough on it to send it any farther, so Covey will send it back into the box for Tate Wyatt. 5:20 left to play here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of Collinsville on an own goal by Granite City. Now play at midfield. That ball gets away from everyone and goes out of bounds over on the far side. Steve Vaughn will pick the ball up, and he's ready to throw it in. He does so. Play taking place at midfield. Whistle on the play, and Granite City will get a free kick here. This is about the spot that Escarino had a free kick in that last game back on September 25th and ended up scoring a goal. This free kick taken by Tyler McCauley. About 50 yards away. McCauley holds up his right hand to block the sun from his eyes. And he sends it. It's high and off of the knees of Tate Wyatt. And then a whistle afterwards will give the ball back to Collinsville. Let's thank Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. When they're building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor that you can trust. They provide the highest quality. They are dedicated to their customers and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466 or online, pacedesignconstruct.com. Throw in coming for Collinsville and headed right back out off of the head of Van Buskirk. And then the Granite City Warriors take over control of the ball. They try to move it up. Here is Braden Dickerson, and Dickerson had that ball go off of Trey Shibish and out of bounds. And now Shibish looks like he's a little hurt. And either that or he's just going to rest. Nope, he's hurt. Injury timeout on the field. We will take a break as well. Back in a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
I'm my team's #1 fan. I've never been #1 at anything until I put these babies on. Do I know where I'm going? Absolutely. We're going to the playoffs.
Allstate guarantees your rates won't go up just because of an accident, starting the day you sign up.
So get accident forgiveness from Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's good to be in good hands.
Get protection plus unique extras. Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
Trey Shibish walks off of the field under his own power. And we are just about ready to get back to action. And we are. Here is Logan Whitehead. Whitehead sends the ball up. Here's a chance for Collinsville and some moves being put on, but tell you what, Trey Simpson, he was zigzagging his way all over the place downfield, and Yamari Escarino came out and took care of it before any further damage can be done. Over on the far side, sent up by Pies, onto the foot of Zane Baker. Baker back to Pies. Pies heads the ball into the box, and then the ball will go over the inline off of one of the Warriors players, and Collinsville will take their 7th corner kick here in this game, in this first half. Logan Whitehead ready over there on the far side once again to take it. He sends it. It stays low. Luke Liljegren was trying to send it in off the heel of his foot, but never did get that direction going over there. And now the ball ends up out of bounds. Granite City will keep possession of it as we have 2 minutes left to play here in this first half. Here's a ball that's popped up into the Collinsville offensive zone. Liljegren is there, but the ball has a little bit too much spin as it spins away from Collinsville senior Luke Liljegren and goes right to Escarino. Now Granite City trying to get the ball into their offensive zone. 90 seconds left to play here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of Collinsville. Van Buskirk gets the throw in over on the far sideline, tries to bring it up in front of his bench, but it's stopped there by Zane Baker. Now the Warriors send it up, and here is David Myers. Myers will just send the ball back to the defenseman, and Tyler McCauley, he'll send it up off of the head of Brian Velasquez, or excuse me, wrong number 11, Donovan Scott Gass. And Cade Bobbitt with it. Bobbitt sends it up in the middle, and then Ryan Martins takes care of it, sends it over onto the far side. That is Steve Vaughn. Vaughn will send it up into the box. It's on the ground. Collinsville trying to get it out of there. Donovan Scott Gass does by kicking the ball out of bounds over on the far side sideline with about 35 seconds left to play here in this first half. Here is Van Buskirk again. He'll send it out in front for Martins. Martins takes a shot. Nothing doing. Blocked out by the defense. Zach Covey sends it up to Luke Liljegren. Liljegren then sends it to Jared Allsworth and gets it right back. Liljegren trying to send it up to Logan Whitehead. That's picked off there by Joey Bueller for Granite City. As we are down to the final 10 seconds left to play here in this first half. Ball popped up and sent into Tate Wyatt. He'll handle it, and he'll hold on to it for a few seconds before he pops this one up in the air. And while it's up in the air, the half comes to a close, 1-0 in favor of the Kahawks on an own goal that just got through the legs of the goalkeeper, Yalmari Escarino. Time now for the Cafe Agape halftime show. Cafe Agape, of course, a great place for food. You can drive on up, get some, take some home, and they also offer catering. And they have delivery with the To-Go Delivery app. And you can get fantastic food. Nachos on Mondays. Today's Tuesday. That's the Baconator Day. That's the big old burger. And you have about an hour and 15 minutes to go ahead and take advantage of that from Cafe Agape. 345-CAFE is their number, 345-2233. We'll take a break to see if we can find some scores for you, especially for the other regional action going on in O'Fallon. And we'll do that next year on the Kahok Sports Network. Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go Delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the to-go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And we welcome you back into the Cafe Agape halftime show here, where it is a 1-0 in favor of Collinsville. An own goal scored by the goalkeeper, Yamari Escarino, for Granite City. It was a hard shot that ended up nicking off of somebody up front by Zach Covey, and that ball just kind of rolled very slowly to Yamari Escarino, and I don't know if he took his eye off the ball and looked up the field to figure out who he was going to throw the ball to, but when he did, the ball got by him, and it rolled all the way into the goal, and Collinsville leads 1-0 in this regional semifinal game. The next game will be between Quincy and Alton. And in the O'Fallon Regional, the first matchup of the day is between Edwardsville and Belleville West. And right now, the Edwardsville Tigers have a 2-0 lead over the Maroons. The winner of that game will take on the winner of the game between O'Fallon and Belleville East. That game set for 7 o'clock, as is the game between Quincy and Alton right here at Kahok Stadium. And that's all we can find for you online at this time of year. When you're down to the playoffs, not a lot of scores to tell you about. So that's all we have, and we'll take another break. When we come back, we'll have second half action for you from Collinsville between Granite City and your Kahawks. That's next on the Kahawk Sports Network. Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the to-go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their second year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online sloanspubhouse.com. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center, and they can handle all of the basics, like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basic stuff, like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Back here at Collinsville High School, Todd Duke and Zach Roseman along with you as we get you set for second half action between Collinsville and Granite City. 1-0 in favor of the Kahawks on an own goal by the Warriors. We will hope to talk to Collinsville assistant coach Jeff Hayes during the Culp Jennings Flores post-game show. Coach Hayes, by the way, if you don't remember, was a head coach at Granite City from 2010 to 2013. Had a 31-41-9 record. Kenny Jackson replaced Hayes, and then Reeves, the current head coach, replaced Jackson after Jackson went 10-35-15 in 3 seasons at the helm of the Granite City Warriors. Both teams back out. Collinsville with the 1-0 lead, and they will get the ball first because the Warriors got the ball first to start the game. We switch ends of the field. Yamari Escarino stands to our right. Tate Wyatt stands in front of the goal to our left, and Collinsville sends the ball up immediately. Here come the Kahawks over here on the near side. Zane Baker. Baker sends the ball in front of the goal off of the midsection there of Luke Liljegren. I'm sure he'd like to have that one just a little bit lower as Collinsville puts on immediate pressure here to get us started in the second half. Winner, of course, will be right back here Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock for regional championship action. Here is Trey Shibish. He'll send the ball up after he left for a little while in that first half due to an injury. From what we understand, Salvador Gaspar received a gash to his head, and he had to go get some stitches. He'll be all right, but still, he's not going to get a chance to enjoy this regional semifinal game. Of course, unless he takes his phone with us and takes his phone with him and puts it on KHOKsports.com while he's there. Then, of course, he will. I know his little brother, Emilio. He is one of the fourth graders I'm in charge of over at Kreitner Elementary during the lunch hour and recess. Ball thrown down right at the feet of Trey Simpson. Simpson over on the far side in a battle there with Van Buskirk. Van Buskirk, he's the tallest kid out there. Not even really sure how tall he is, but he's tall. Probably 6'3", maybe 6'4". Kahawks send the ball out. And back to midfield we go. Here is Trey Simpson. Simpson will send it back to Donovan Scott Gass, who will send it over on the far side to Shibish, who will send it back to Zane Baker. Baker moves the ball up, and now, that was Baker who just touched the ball. Here is Elvis Campos. Campos on the near side will send it back up to Zane Baker, and Baker will send it back to Spencer Pies. Spencer Pies sends it up the near side sideline, just past Luke Liljegren and Logan Whitehead. Whitehead couldn't get there, and now Escarino will send the ball out of bounds right below our broadcast location. And now Spencer Pies will throw it in. He does so right into the middle, and it bounces and then bounces off of a head, and then Logan Whitehead just took a ball right off the face. And a call coming up against Collinsville. We'll give the ball back to Granite City. 37-20 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville has a 1-0 lead. Yamari Escarino, the goalkeeper for Granite City, sends the ball back out to midfield where it's punched right back in off of the head of Zane Baker, but Logan Whitehead couldn't do anything with it, and the Granite City Warriors bring the ball up. Donovan Scott Gass fends off his defender, and Collinsville sends the ball up. Luke Liljegren over on the far side. He can move. He's trying to get around McCauley over on that far side left wing. He does so, gets in front of him, tries to send the ball up into the box where Zane Baker was waiting, but that ball was blocked out by the Granite City defense, and now the ball goes over the end line, and Collinsville will have yet another corner kick coming up. They've had about 8 of those here in this game. None of them have paid off to this point. Coming from the far side corner, it's out front and then knocked farther out front off of the head of one of the Warriors. Now popped back up into the box by Spencer Pies, and there was Yamari Escarino who made the save. Escarino sends the ball out past midfield into the Granite City offensive zone, but the ball gets away from Collinsville, and Donovan Scott Gass gets over there just in time to kick the ball right into his bench. And Collinsville back at it again. Out to midfield. Here is Trey Simpson. Simpson gets the ball to Campos, who then sends it over for Vlasic. Pies was there as well. Vlasic has the ball ricochet right back to him, to Zane Baker. Baker pops it up inside the box. Logan Whitehead trying to get there first, and he can't because Yamari Escarino gets out there first and sends the ball right back out immediately. Granite City looking for that tally to tie it up. And they want to get that big time to make their goalkeeper, Escarino, feel a little bit better about allowing that own goal. Trey Simpson sends the ball out of bounds, so Granite City will take back over. And on the far side, Tyler McCauley, after he ties his shoe, will send us back into play. First 5 minutes have expired here in this second half. 35 minutes to go. Throw in from McCauley. Headed right back to where it came from, just about in front of the Granite City bench off of the head of Donovan Scott Gass. And now the ball ends up out of bounds again and again. It'll be Granite City ball, and one more time, Tyler McCauley will handle the throw-in chores. No one wants to seem to get that ball away from that far side sideline. Now we do, and a whistle, just as Trey Simpson sends the ball all the way back downfield. Let's thank Metro East Roofing and Guttering, locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. Located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville, Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Call them at 345-5679 today for your free estimate. Visit their Facebook page at Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Last time Escarino took a free kick, it ended up scoring, and there it is again. Oh, no, it wasn't. That ball was blocked out by Tate Wyatt just at the last second. He also got a little bit of help there from Spencer Vlasic, and they kept the ball out. That almost happened again. Escarino scored the only goal in the first half in that win over Collinsville back on September the 25th. Trey Simpson later tied it up, but that one really set the tone. And now the Warriors will have their first corner kick here in this game. Here is Cade Bobbitt on the near side corner, who will take this one. It's on the way. It's high and in front. And a whistle will stop the action after that. Wow, that was almost a repeat of September 25th. Glad it wasn't. That ball ends up going out of bounds in front of the Granite City bench. Logan Whitehead picks up immediately. He throws it in to Zane Baker. Baker on the left wing has a weird angle, comes in, and cleaning up the mess was Elvis Campos, and Collinsville takes a 2-0 lead. Yeah. 32 is the time of the goal. .47-28 is the time of the goal. And Collinsville has a 2-0 lead, and now Granite City is getting a little testy, and a yellow card comes out, and heading over to the bench will be Noah Van Buskirk, as Collinsville has a 2-0 lead, and you know Granite City's thinking it should be 1-1, and so the tempers are bubbling over just a little bit. And a free kick coming up for Collinsville as Zach Covey takes it and sends it down. And in front, Logan Whitehead scores again. That was about 21 seconds later. $3-0 in favor of Collinsville. 32-11 left to play here in this second half. Wow. Strange turn of events here. We went from 1-0 tight game to a 3-0 wide open game, and here comes Zane Baker. Baker on the right wing. Looking, he is taken off the ball. And it looks like they're going to say that Baker was the last one to touch it. So it'll be a goal kick restart here for Escarino. He'll send it back out to midfield off of the head of Ethan Wilhold. And then it rolls down the back of Elvis Campos. Campos and Whitehead have scored here in the second half, as that ball goes out of bounds all the way over on the far side. Let's thank the City of Collinsville. You can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page for information on upcoming events happening in the city. And if you would like more information on that, you can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page. The City of Collinsville, once again, a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and they wish all district athletes good luck this sports season. Here is Wilhold. Wilhold sends the ball up, but it is blocked back out. And the Warriors try to keep things within reach here, but a 3-0 deficit with 30 minutes left to go is a little tough hill to climb, but it can be done. Collinsville trying to keep up the pressure, at the same time put their defense to work to hold the lead right where it is. There's a shot from way downtown by Granite City. And then it chips off of the leg, and that's going to go over the end line, and the Granite City Warriors are going to have themselves another corner kick. Logan Whitehead scores his 14th goal of the year. Elvis Campos picks up his 5th. Corner kick from the near side corner on the way for Granite City, and caught by Tate Wyatt before anyone wearing the black and white uniforms could get there to do any damage. Tate Wyatt sends the ball back out. High kick out to midfield. Takes a bounce, and then one of the Granite City players gets there and then just kicks the ball out of bounds. So Luke Liljegren will get the throw in. He'll throw it up to Logan Whitehead. Whitehead trying to catch everybody by surprise. He cuts past one defender, gets past the second, tries to put a shot on goal. That was blocked out by Tyler McCauley. Still comes out front. Here is Spencer Pies. He'll just pop one into the box, and Escarino will let it bounce to him. And the score remains 3-0. 29-15 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville with a 3-0 lead, looking to advance to Saturday's regional championship game against either Quincy or Alton. Both of those teams are here at Kahok Stadium, and their fans are starting to arrive as well. Kahawks defense been playing some pretty good ball here today. No scores on the board. We came real close about a minute and a half ago, but it stayed out of the net. And then Collinsville comes down and puts one in the net themselves. 3-0 lead by the Kahawks. Here's a little flip pass off of the heel of Logan Whitehead, trying to find Trey Shibish. He doesn't. The ball skips, and then Granite City sends it back down, where Tate Wyatt will let it roll right to him and then pick it up and send it back out here for another restart. At midfield, and then it skips beyond midfield as Campos turns the corner right in front of the Granite City bench, sends it up to Liljegren. Liljegren on the left wing had that ball kicked right off of his foot by Joey Bueller. So Collinsville will have a throw-in over on the far side as Liljegren drops the ball down and waits for Spencer Pies to show up. Only action we have set for you again this week is football action. We'll close out the regular season on the football side of things this Friday night as Edwardsville comes to town. 7 o'clock start, 6:40 is the scheduled pregame start. Here's a throw-in that goes all the way off the top bar, but then comes down in the field of play. So the ball stays alive. Granite City trying to get some numbers back first. They can't do so, and that was a nice pickup over there by Spencer Vlasic, who gets it to Liljegren. Liljegren in the middle of the field. Sends it back to Zane Baker. Baker coming up now on the right wing. We'll send it over to Elvis Campos, and that ball will go across the inline, and it'll be another goal kick restart here for Escarino. Well, if you're looking to buy a new home or sell your current home, you can trust the Blaylock team of RE/MAX Alliance with all of your real estate needs. If you buy or sell with the Blaylocks, they will in turn donate $200 to your favorite Kahok Booster Club. You can call Peyton or Emily Blaylock today, 618-780-4622, or you can visit them online, www.blaylockteam.com. Liljegren tries to thread a pass up past the defender for Granite City. That was Cade Bobbitt, and he was trying to find Logan Whitehead over there on that far side wing, but could not do so. Ball ends up going out of bounds. Spencer Pies will have another throw in. At the end of the Granite City bench, it's on its way. Very deep, off of a head and off the side of the net. So once again, Yamari Escarino will send this ball back out to midfield. 9 shutouts this year for Collinsville. Looking for number 10 right here. They still have 25 minutes plus to work on that. As that ball goes out of bounds, Liljegren will throw it into Wilhold, but Wilhold left that ball a little bit too far. It goes right back into the defensive area of Collinsville, but then Granite City gives the ball up. Vlasic sends the ball up, and Logan Whitehead with that little heel kick tried to leave the ball on a pass for Logan Whitehead, or excuse me, for Luke Liljegren. Off of Liljegren, out of bounds. Throw in coming from the far side for the Granite City Warriors. Here is Donovan Scott Gass, who pops that ball up at midfield. Elvis Campos couldn't get there in time, but Collinsville still comes away with it. Here is Logan Whitehead. Turns around right in the middle of the field. Sends the ball over onto the far side now for Trey Shibish. Shibish, he'll send the ball in toward goal, off of the head of Zane Baker, and then Logan Whitehead comes and tries to put a head on it as well. I think Escarino got a little piece of Logan Whitehead while they were up in midair. No whistle on the play as Ryan Martins tries to take control of the ball over on the far side. He does so just long enough. Now Hunter Hartenow in on the mix. Up to midfield where Collinsville pushes it back into their offensive zone, picked off by Granite City. And now the Warriors try to apply a little bit of offense. Nice pass in the middle there. Here is Hartenow. Hartenow being hassled there by Elvis Campos, and now Campos will get whistled for the infraction. And the Granite City Warriors will have a free kick from right where the ball sits. And once again, it's going to be Yamari Escarino who will come out of goal to take care of this free kick. Almost scored the last time he did it. The previous time before that, back on September 25th, he did score from just about this spot right here. This one's popped up into the box off of a body and down low. Never did make it very far into the box after that. Now here's a pass from Baker to Whitehead. Whitehead trying to thread the needle between a couple of defenders, but Tyler McCauley was having no part of that. Another popped up ball back into Granite City's offensive zone, and Tate Wyatt will send it back out to midfield. Granite City trying to rustle up some offense here. Donovan Scott Gass takes over to Shibish, to Wilhold, back to Scott Gass. Over on the far side, once again, Trey Shibish moving it up for Logan Whitehead. He gets pushed from behind by McCauley and then gets called for it, does McCauley. So Collinsville will have a free kick from midfield. 22:45 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville leading 3-0. Goal scored in the first half was an own goal by Granite City, but Campos and Whitehead have since added tallies here in the second half for the Kahawks, and Collinsville enjoying a 3-0 lead. That play was going to be offside. It popped up, but Escarino caught the ball anyway immediately, sends it up to his midfielder, Ryan Martins. Martins through midfield, gets past a couple of Kahawks, putting on some pretty good moves, and gets past them with another Nifty pass to Hartnell. Hartnell then loses control of the ball, so Martins will go back and get it. He'll send it back to his defense, and he lets that one get away. Here is Shibish. Shibish cuts from the middle over toward the left wing, trying to turn the corner to get around a couple of defenders, and then he's pushed off, and the ball ends up going out of bounds. Last touch, they're going to say by Granite City. So Collinsville will get the ball back with 21:40 left to play here in this second half. Throw-in coming all the way over on the far side from Spencer Pies. Pies, his throw-in comes in off of the chest of Baker. Back to Pies, who gives it up to Wilhold. Wilhold puts on a nice move to get around Van Buskirk. And now the ball sent out into the middle of the penalty area and then kicked back out by Granite City. Here is Chase Reeves. Reeves sends the ball all the way downfield. And Zach Covey will just politely tip it back to Tate Wyatt. Wyatt sends the ball up to Vlasic, who gives to Campos. Campos trying to get around his defender, David Myers. He does so, but Myers sticks with it. Now back to Campos. Campos to Liljegren. Liljegren had that ball taken off of his foot by Hartnell, and now Liljegren will throw the ball back in. Actually, they're going to set it down and let Spencer Pies handle the throw in once again. Jared Ellsworth back into the game for Collinsville. Throw comes all the way up this near side sideline. And a loose ball being tracked down there by Granite City. Here is Cade Bobbitt. Bobbitt sends the ball up to his teammate Chase Reeves. Reeves in a battle there with Wilhold. Gets the better of Wilhold. Sends the ball up, but there's Donovan Scott Gass to pick off that pass. Collinsville trying to bring it back up. Camden Fry into the game now. Up to Luke Liljegren. Liljegren trying to dribble that ball upfield. He does so. A little bit of a flip into the box. Shot. Goal. Collinsville makes it 4-0 on a goal by Camden Fry. And it's now 4-0 in favor of the Kahawks. Let's thank the Collinsville Education Association. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website, collinsvillecea.org. Collinsville up 4-0. Here is Luke Liljegren and Fry, who just scored a goal over on the far side, trying to pass the ball over there to Jared Allsworth, but Allsworth slipped going for that ball, and the ball goes right out of bounds. A little over halfway through this second half, and Collinsville has opened this game up. A very tight 1-0 game in the first half. The only goal scored in the first half was an own goal by Granite City. Collinsville has since scored 3 unanswered goals here in the second half, and they're looking for another one out front. It is Fry. He gets taken out on the play. No call, and Granite City then brings the ball upfield. At midfield, nice moves there by Orion Martins, but Collinsville still comes away with the ball. Here is Liljegren. Liljegren moves the ball up to Campos. Campos oversteps the ball, and now it's picked up by Michael Boyd for Granite City. He gets the ball up to Martins. Martins over on the far side, trying to pass the ball to his teammate over there, but he left it a little bit too far behind Brian Velasquez, and that ball ends up going out of bounds, and now Collinsville will send on a host of new players here. Dalen Frecker is back in there. Nelson Pacheco is in there as well. Elvis Campos comes back in. And Collinsville sitting in a pretty envious spot right now, being up 4-0 here in this regional semifinal game. Here is Zach Covey. Covey will waste some time by circling around with the ball over there in front of his goalkeeper. Now Donovan Scott Gass sends the ball up the near side sideline. And Escarino just sends the ball out, but he sends it out of bounds. All the way out to midfield is where that ball came from. But looks like they're going to say there was a whistle down here before Escarino kicked it that far, so he will send it out again. On the far side, ball ends up behind the Granite City bench. I do have my winter sports schedule completed, and I will be posting that on the Facebook page tomorrow. Just to let you know, our winter sports season kicks off with a little Kahok hockey on November the 8th against Edwardsville at the McKendree Recplex. But before we get there, we have some fall sports we have to get through. Girls volleyball, they're in action tonight at Columbia. They will end their season, regular season that is, on Thursday at Waterloo. And then 1 week from today, they will begin their playoff push at Belleville East against Belleville West. Of course, Collinsville could be in a a sectional final that day. So if that is the case, we will carry the soccer game and hope the girls can win their first game, and then we'll carry the girls the rest of the way, because that is the only conflicting date between soccer playoffs and volleyball playoffs, is just that one day, the 23rd, a week from today. Granite City has 15 and a half minutes to score 4 goals and send this game into overtime. Collinsville has 15 and a half minutes to add more or play some solid defense and keep the game right where it is, and then move on to Saturday afternoon's regional title contest against either Alton or Quincy. Edwardsville, at last check, was handling Belleville West in the other regional semifinal over at the O'Fallon Regional. Collinsville will send it back to their defense. Let the defense kind of pass it around for a little while and chew up some more valuable time. Spencer Pies sends the ball back in to Spencer Vlasic. Elvis Campos, who has a goal, takes control of the ball, but then has it leave his foot and head out of bounds. Granite City throws the ball back in. Here is Ryan Mihu. Ooh, off of the back. That's a nice welcome to the game. Shot high and wide off of the foot of Michael Boyd. And Tate Wyatt will await a new ball. And once he gets it, he'll send it in. Coming up on 14 minutes left to play here in this second half. Wyatt. Sends it. Off of the head of Boyd, and that one is out of bounds in front of the Kahok bench. But we're going to say the Kahawks touched it last, so the Granite City Warriors have an opportunity to do something here in their offensive zone, but that ball didn't last very long in bounds as it went right off of Jared Allsworth and back out of bounds again, so another throw-in, but in a different location. Tyler McCauley will send the ball back in. And it stays in front and off of the head of Zach Covey. And now Granite City trying to work the ball back up, but they cannot get there that far. But now a throw-in coming down here on the near side sideline, popped right up in the air, and Collinsville takes over as they bring the ball back up. Here is Camden Fry, who already has a goal. Came in late and scored a goal to Chase Bouchard. Bouchard sends it over on the far side. Tyler Thies is the new goalkeeper for Granite City, as Yamari Escarino is finished for the night. Here is Thies. He'll send the ball back up. And he'll get some more action over here, will Tyler Thies. Thies is a sophomore. He has seen some action this year in the net, 60 minutes, but he has not allowed a goal. So no goals against average and no save percentage, as it looks like he has not made any saves either. So apparently he's been brought in a couple of times for mop-up duty and did not have many shots come his way. Tate Wyatt has 8 shutouts on the year. 7 of those are solo, one of which he shared with Logan Rader. So Wyatt looking for shutout number 9 for himself, and if the score remains the same as it is right now, Collinsville will have shutout number 10 on the season. Off of the head of Ryan DeGonia, and out of bounds, Spencer Pies will throw it in for Collinsville. And that ball goes over everyone's head and bounces right to Thies, and he'll send it back out. We are approaching 11 minutes left to play here in this second half. Out to midfield, the ball comes, and back toward the Collinsville offensive zone. And Collinsville will just be happy to keep on sending the ball back to their defense, let their defense knock it around for a while and chew up some more time. Here is Wilhold. Wilhold trying to get it up and does so. Nelson Pacheco overran the ball just a bit. Thies has to come out. He does, all the way over on the far side. He'll send the ball up the sideline where it ends up going out of bounds. Kind of a hard pass for someone standing on the sidelines, and that went off of the leg of Tyler McCauley and out of bounds. Collinsville sends the ball back in. Here is Elvis Campos. Campos, he'll send the ball back to his defense. Zach Covey with it. Sends it up. Wilhold brings it up. Over on the far side, Pacheco. Pacheco kicks it up the sideline for Wilhold. Wilhold sends it into the box off of a head and right into the hands of Tyler Thies. Alton and Quincy ready to take the field here. Semifinal number 2 scheduled for 7 o'clock. Over in O'Fallon, the host Panthers will take on the Lancers in the 7 o'clock game, the Lancers of Belleville East High School. Right now, Collinsville with a 4-0 lead over Granite City, and at last check, Edwardsville still leading over Belleville West in the O'Fallon Regional Semi-Opener. Here is Ian Navarez, who sends the ball up and then gets it back, but then loses control of it, and Collinsville will take over. Here is Frecker. Frecker on the right wing, trying to turn the corner, but being watched out there by DeGonia. And now the ball comes back out toward midfield. Collinsville puts a stop to it. Ethan Wilhold with it, and that ball is kicked away by Navarez. And now the Kahawks will take over at midfield. All the way over on the far side, Donovan Scott Gass. 8:45 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville with a 4-0 lead. Goals here in the second half scored by Campos, Whitehead, and Fry. Here comes Michael Boyd for Granite City, but he had no one to pass it to, sent it up, and that ball was picked off by Zach Covey. Covey lost control of it. Boyd comes up with it again, and now a loose ball will go right to Tate Wyatt, and we have an injured Collinsville Kahok down on the field. And the referee is going to stop the clock with 8:11 left to play here in this first half, and that was Donovan Scott Gass, who picks himself up and limps off under his own power. Amanda Bauer, the athletic trainer, waits over there for him. And it'll be Anthony Copatelli who will come in to take the place of Donovan Scott Gass. Back underway. Kahawks with a 4-0 lead. Well, you can always try to add to it. That ball just popped out back toward midfield as Granite City tries to muster up some offense here. Here is Colpatelli. Colpatelli sending the ball up to Dalen Frecker, but a little bit too far for him, and that ball goes out of bounds. Regional final action, 3 o'clock Saturday. In the other regional, the O'Fallon Regional, they have their regional championship game set for that Friday at 5 o'clock. The only reason we have a Saturday start here is because the football team will be here Friday for their regular season finale against Edwardsville. Normally, the Kahawks also play in a regional championship on Friday. Here's a pop-up, and that was a nice job over there on the far side by Cade Bobbitt to use his head to get that one out of the corner before it can find net. Collinsville trying to put on some more pressure down here and pick up that 5th goal, but Thies sends the ball out. And the Warriors try to bring the ball up, but Collinsville intercepts. And once again, it's popped up into the box. Colpatelli was going to try to take a shot there, but that ball never would settle down for him enough. Not in time, anyway. And now the Warriors try to move the ball up again, but that's taken care of by Allsworth. Here is Frecker trying to go for the ball, but he couldn't get there. Now over to this side, here is Navarez. Navarez pops the ball up into the offensive zone, but Collinsville has enough defensive players back there now to take care of it. And at midfield, Allsworth sends the ball through the midfield circle, and now Collinsville will have to go back as that ball rolls into the hands of Tate Wyatt. And that ball ends up all the way over on the far side. 5.5 minutes to go here in this second half. Collinsville up 4-0. 1 goal in the first half, 3 goals here in the second half. Throw in comes for the Kahawks, and they'll go ahead and throw it in to Tate Wyatt. Wyatt lets the ball settle down a bit, and he'll send it up out to midfield. Here is Colpatelli. Colpatelli at midfield, sends the ball over here onto this near side wing where he finds Dalen Frecker. Frecker gets out of the defensive jam he was in, puts on a spin move, sends the ball in toward goal, but it's blocked out there just at the last second, but Frecker gets it right back and sends it to Spencer Pies. Pies pops it up right in front of the box, and then Granite City will send it on out of there. But Collinsville takes over once again. Here is Campos. Campos over on the far side now for Pacheco. Pacheco and Campos play with it for a little while. Here is Campos on the end line, and a whistle on the play. We'll put the ball back into the hands of the Warriors. 4:15 left to play here in this second half. Warriors send the ball back out to midfield. Allsworth steps up, gets a foot on it, and then Collinsville's defense sends it up over the head of the defenders for Granite City. And those defenders having a hard time getting it out of there. Here is Colpatelli putting on a couple of good moves. Gets it back over to Spencer Pies. Pies puts on another good move. Race for the ball. Won by Granite City. And the Warriors send it out, but there's Spencer Pies. Lifts that leg up, stops that ball again before the Warriors can finally send the ball all the way back downfield. And it rolls right to Tate Wyatt. And Wyatt will get ready to send it back out with 3.5 minutes to play here in this second half. Play at midfield, up over on the far side sideline. That ball rolls right into the Collinsville bench. Kahawks. Spencer Pies gets the ball. Granite City takes over. Here is David Myers. Myers sends the ball up, but here is Elvis Campos. For Collinsville, sends it up over on the far side, working with a head of steam over there is Nelson Pacheco. Knocked off of his foot. Throw incoming. It was just a kind of a toss in instead of a throw in. Campos on the far side sends it into the box, and it's headed right back out by the Granite City defense with 2.5 minutes left to play here in this second half. Here comes Michael Boyd. Boyd over on the far side gets taken off the ball and then gets it right back. Nice work over there by Camden Fry. Warriors ready to throw the ball back in as we approach 2 minutes left to play here in this one. So it's looking like we'll be back here Saturday afternoon for a 3 o'clock regional final game. We'll be on the air about 2:40 or so with the pregame show. And we'll know later tonight who we're playing, Quincy or Alton. Those two teams ready to battle it out next. Collinsville with the lead and the ball. They move the ball up into midfield for Elvis Campos. Campos has a goal, still showing off some pretty nifty moves over there. And here is Camden Fry, who also has a goal. He gets the ball up. Here is Spencer Pies coming around and banks it off one of the Granite City players, but gets the ball right back. Pies turns around, takes the kick, and accidentally trips up Chase Bouchard. As that ball ends up going out of bounds, it'll be in Collinsville's favor once again. And Spencer Pies will throw the ball in, and when he does so, 1 minute to go here in this one. Pies throws it in off of a head out front by Granite City, and then off of the chest of Pacheco back over to Pies. Pies will just send the ball back out toward midfield for Ethan Wilhold. Wilhold moves the ball up between a couple of defenders and then gets taken out. And a loose ball trying to be picked up by Granite City. It's out of bounds, and the throw-in coming for the Warriors. And Collinsville with the lead and the ball will just kind of pass it back and forth between some teammates for a while and see if they can't chew the rest of that time up. We have 20 seconds left. Ball popped up into the air. Here is Frecker. Frecker cuts it out toward the middle. Gives the ball up on a pass now to Fry, and Fry's shot goes right into the breadbasket there of Tyler Thies, and that is going to do it, folks. Final score, Collinsville wins 4-0, and we'll move on to the regional championship game where they will play either Quincy or Alton. We transition ourselves now to the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show. Cullip Jennings Florist is a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. They're located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials. This week they have a beautiful fall special for you in a wide variety of fall-colored flowers in a stylish vase, all for $25. Plus, you can probably go ahead and place your order now for your Thanksgiving dining room table centerpiece. You can do all that and more just by giving Cullip Jennings a call at 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com. Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt. Louis.com or call 346-4888. 884. All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, business, sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options, and they'll walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or call 344-2200. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center, and they can handle all of the basics, like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basic stuff, like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
And we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Collinsville wins tonight by a final score of 4-0, and we'll move on to take on either Quincy or Alton in Saturday afternoon's regional championship game. Collinsville got there with a 4-0 win. Only goal scored in the first half was an own goal. That ball was put in play by Zach Covey, and then a slow roller got through the legs of their goalkeeper, the Granite City goalkeeper, Yamari Escarino, as he, I guess, took his eye off the ball for a split second to look upfield and see where he wanted to go with the ball. But when he did that, it went between his legs and under his hands, and what do you know, there was a goal. And then we had 3 goals scored in the second half, but we'll get to all that stuff here in a moment as we welcome in assistant coach Jeff Hayes to the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show. Congratulations there, Coach. Nice win for you and the team.
Yes, it was. After the last time we played them, we needed this one for sure.
How bad did you feel there for Yamari Escarino when that own goal went in?
I do feel bad for him because he's been a huge reason that they've had success this year. He's an unbelievable athlete, just quick as a cat back there, and he saved them all season long. So for them to give up a goal, obviously I'll take it anyway if we can get it to get on the board, but definitely uncharacteristic of him to have a lapse like that.
What did it look like to you? Fortunately, I saw the ball being kicked that way, figured he was going to make an easy save, so I looked down to start to read a commercial, and I look up and there's a goal. So what happened? He just take his eye off the ball for a second?
It was literally that simple. And you could say the sun was in his eyes, but I think he just took it for granted that it was a simple ball played back to him. So he picked his head up to survey the field and see where he was going to go with it, and it went right under his foot and rolled into the back of the net.
Well, the good news is for him is that wasn't the only goal that was scored, and Collinsville put 3 goals in the second half, because I would have felt even worse for the kid if that would have been the final.
Yeah, absolutely. Second half, we talked about, making runs, our wing guys making runs across the field along the back line to try to just create a little bit of confusion, and Zane made a brilliant run on that throw and to catch those guys. Ball goes out of bounds, and their defense puts their head down, but Zane keeps playing. So he gets us in and kind of gets things started from there.
Yeah, 20 seconds later, you get another goal scored by Logan Whitehead.
Yep. Logan's kind of got that knack for the goal, so it wasn't the prettiest of goals that he's had, but he doesn't stop moving when the ball's in the box and everybody else is kind of watching. He keeps moving. He found himself in great position. He's got composure, so rather than kind of freak out a little bit, he brings it down and just buries it.
And then you got a goal from one of your guys, Camden Fry there.
Yeah, I always like to take a little bit of credit from those JV guys moving up and getting some goals in games like this. And this is a big game for him. So, Rob was trying to rest some legs there, but Cam did a nice job of picking it up. And again, it's one of those where guy that hasn't been in that position at the varsity level many times, you think, well, is he just going to try to blast it in? But nope, he picked his head up, found a spot, and buried it.
All right, well, let's talk briefly about your JV team because I didn't have a chance to finish that conversation up with you at the end of the season. So how did you guys do? What was your record?
I think we ended up about 12-5-2. We definitely picked it up. Things started to click for us in the second half. We talked a little bit about different formations, and it kind of felt like we were finally starting to come together as a team. So it was unfortunate that it was at the end of the season, but it was also fun because it meant that we got a lot of guys playing time. And those guys that maybe hadn't gotten early time playing in the season, they came in and they were just as effective. So I love coaching the JV guys and their attitude and the work rate that they put in for us. So it's nice, that we have a really solid varsity program. But to see those younger guys develop through JV and have a solid season like that, 12-5-2 with our schedule is a pretty good finish.
Well, we're going to need them next year with all the seniors we're losing this year.
Yeah, we're losing a big part of our team. We've got some guys that are on the bench, and they're definitely capable players. They're just kind of waiting for their time to shine. So next year is going to be the year for them.
What do you know about these two teams out here warming up now? Quincy and Alton this year. Obviously, we know Alton, just not much about Quincy this year.
Yeah, Quincy's had a solid year, and they always seem to. With their record, they could have had a 3 or even a 2 seed, but that's just how competitive it's been here lately. Alton, when we played them, we had a solid result, but they've played some teams tough, and they had some injuries against us too. So I think both teams in that game were kind of playing it simple. Didn't want to get anybody else hurt with the injuries that both teams had. So this is going to be an interesting one. Alton lost 5-2 to Quincy early in the season. But you know what? Quincy's got a long ride to go. Alton's going to be a little fresh if they're back from those injuries. So this will be a fun one to watch. I'm excited for it.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot for the visit. We'll talk to you Saturday.
All right.
Thank you. That is Jeff Hayes, the assistant head coach for your Collinsville Kahawks. We appreciate him visiting with us here in the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show, which will continue right after a word from Cullip Jennings Florist.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Collinsville wins tonight by a final score of 4-0. We already spoke about the own goal that was in the first half that made it 1-0 in favor of Collinsville. But when the second half started, everybody kind of wanted to see something more than just an own goal, and it took about 7.5 minutes before Collinsville finally erased that with a goal by Elvis Campos that made it 2-0 at the 47-28 mark. Then, about 21 seconds later, Logan Whitehead found the back of the net to make it 3-0, and it stayed that way for the next 13 minutes or so before Camden Fry knocked one in the back of the net for your final score of 4-0. Trying to find out what happened with the Edwardsville game, but I'm not seeing that here on my stream, so I'll just assume that Edwardsville did indeed win. And let's see other scores I can find for you. Waterloo and Triad are tied 1-1 after halftime of their playoff game. So that's what we know. Only other thing we know besides that is we'll be back here Saturday for more soccer action. That'll be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Final, Edwardsville beat Belleville West by a score of 6-0, so they will play in a regional championship game as well. That one, of course, will be in O'Fallon, and that one takes place on Friday night. So Edwardsville moves on. They'll take on the winner of O'Fallon Belleville East. Collinsville moves on. They get the winner of the next game getting ready to take place right here between Quincy and Alton. So our game, 3 o'clock, Saturday afternoon. We'll be on the air about 2:40 with the pregame show, but before that, we have one more football game to bring you. That'll be Friday night right here from this very field against the Edwardsville Tigers. Game time set for 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air about 6:40 with the pregame show. Big thank you to Zach Roseman for operating the camera here for us tonight. Big thank you to Coach Rob Lukey for taking time out in the pregame show, and of course for assistant coach Jeff Hayes taking time in the postgame show. My name is Todd Duke, and until Friday night, everybody have yourselves a fantastic weekend.